Yo, 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 welcome back from our hiatus to the Hulaham Hour. I'm Curtis, that's Nick. What's good, bro?
Oh, your hiatus. I fucking live here.
Well, no, I think last week we'd have taken off regardless just because of all the technical problems, but I've been going back and forth with Streamlabs. Hopefully have our problems resurrected. I was waiting for Nick to drop off as soon as I said that.
Oh, dude, that'd be perfect.
But anyways, let's kick it. All right, and Nick's still there. That's great. I think the last two episodes that when I clicked back, you were gone. Oh, shit. Welcome to episode 80, ladies and gentlemen. Appreciate all the support. I think I touched on it a little bit last week or 2 weeks ago, but we reached 300,000 views as a channel. Wanted to thank everybody for that. Never would have thought something like that would have been possible when we started this. But yeah, and hopefully we start cracking up a little bit more viewership. As we mentioned on the little short PSA we had a couple weeks ago, we are definitely we are starting our full frontal attack on fantasy football prep and talk. This is your one-stop shop and destination for all things fantasy football from here until the Super Bowl is done. So yeah, today we're going to be getting into talking fantasy quarterbacks. Is going to be the main portion of our episode today. But as we used to focus on sports as a whole, we are now morphing more into talking specifically football. We're going to be focusing on fantasy football. We're going to be focusing on the NFL and college football. But other than that, we're going to be wrapping our episodes up at the end with an all other sports segment instead of individual golf, individual hockey, all that stuff. So you got a problem with it? Go fuck yourself, Jerry Jones. All right. Yeah. So with that being said, I'm glad to be back. Had a good time last week down in Tennessee. Saw a couple Bears. Got to play some golf. Spent a lot of time with the family. Had a really good time. But I'm glad to be back. It is hotter than hell up here in Michigan, to say the least. I know, Nick, you've been working in the shop in this shit.
Yeah.
And fuck that. But we're here, and we're going to get right into it. So, Nick, let's just start right off, bro. Who you got as your number one quarterback this year, and then I'll tell you who I have as my number one, and then we'll get into this list and talk about everybody. So, who you got?
It's got to be Josh Allen. I mean,
that is who
that's out there.
The list I have that's pulled up is Josh Allen is number one on the list, and it's hard to argue with that because of the fact that he gets so many rushing touchdowns. Especially, and I want to preface this again. The leagues that we talk about are 2 quarterback leagues, PPR. So and by 2 quarterback, I mean we have 1 quarterback position, but we also have a Superflex position, which you're kind of an idiot to play anybody other than a quarterback in it, unless your choices are like Deshaun Watson and Justin Jefferson. Then I would play Justin Jefferson. But
I just don't know how you don't pick Allen as a 1. I mean, because he chokes in the playoffs, but this is fantasy. Nobody gives a shit about the playoffs.
Correct. We stop in week 17. Season. Yeah, exactly. So yeah. Josh Allen's hard. He's definitely the safest fantasy quarterback, especially when it comes to rushing the ball. They're still going to give him that goal line ball every week. So he's a very, very hard number one in my book, apparently your book as well. It's really hard to put up a fight for anybody else that would be close to taking the number 1 spot. Now, 2 to 5, I'm not a huge fan of this list personally. I think there's a couple people that are way lower on this list that are going to put up way bigger numbers, which gives me hope because you know me, Nick, I don't really take a quarterback first. Ever since we made the 2 quarterback system, it seems like all the quarterback, and you can't have more than 2 on your roster, period, which is another thing I really love because then no one can hoard quarterbacks and everybody at least has 2 starting quarterbacks. But that's where you can, there's not a big point difference between the top number 1 quarterback and the number 12 quarterback for me to want to pick a quarterback still in the top 5 to 6 rounds. That's my approach.
And really, like a lot of other positions, like once you get through like 1 through 5, there's such a big gap where like 5 through 10, you can really kind of.
It don't matter.
Yeah.
It just don't matter. I mean, if you have 2 of the top 24 quarterbacks on your team, guess what you're going to do? Score points.
I'll tell you what fucked me last year. Running backs are far and few between.
Oh, dude, they always have been. That's why I always go RB heavy.
Way worse. Now I usually go wide receiver heavy.
I'd stop that. And I look at it from this perspective. How many starting running backs are there?
Well, it's getting to be a lot more. Most teams are using that dual system.
Dual system. How many starting running backs are there?
Well, I guess you can count 2 per team that's dual system.
Okay. Now, how many starting wide receivers are there?
A lot.
Exactly.
3 or 4.
Exactly my point. And I know that, from like an elite level standpoint, yeah, there's a whole lot less probably elite level wide receivers than there are in comparison to like elite level running backs.
Well, we've had to change a lot over the years, though, because it used to be more of an I-form NFL. You line up under center, you run play action, you have 2 receivers out there and a tight end.
Yep.
That's nowhere near what the NFL is these days.
No,
you're going
not.
3 or 4 wide, running out of the shotgun.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, you almost have to be a dual threat quarterback in this league. I mean, even guys that can't like run per se are at least mobile enough to make a play happen. So
you got to be faster than Jared Goff. Let's put it that way.
Which isn't hard to do. I think I could probably run a 40 faster than he could, and I'm out of
shape.
Dude,
he looks so slow when he runs. It's freaking hilarious.
It's like slow motion, man. It's crazy. So
one day he's gonna start going backwards. It'll be like 4th and 1. And he'll be like, "How the fuck is it? How did he not get that?
How is he in the other end zone?
Yeah, what the fuck?
All right,
Orlovsky Jr.
Yeah. All right, who would you put at number 2? And the number 2 is probably as obvious as number 1 was, but
honestly, I got to go with Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, now Lamar is a great dual threat, but I'm really curious with a brand new offense. He's either going to boom or bust.
Yep.
I mean, I don't see a middle ground for him this year. I just don't.
Well, they have Lamar at number 2 on my list. And I believe this list pulled from multiple different sources, I believe. But the main one it pulled from was Fantasy Pros, which is the one that I'm a fan of.
And I get that at number 2. Like normally, I just am very curious to see how the new offense plays out. He might come out and just be the MVP again. I mean, he could do it.
Yeah, he can. Because that's, it says if he stays healthy, he has overall QB1 potential every single season, which is completely 100% correct.
But does this new coach, though, just start pounding Derrick Henry even more?
Yeah. Okay, so here's one. Has Lamar Jackson become underrated after another MVP caliber season, or do you think that he's just overrated, period?
I think he's kind of overrated. 1, because of his playoff performances, and 2, he's kind of died off a little bit. He doesn't ever hit his receivers. That's always been an issue. Zay Flowers is about the only receiver he ever throws to. Tight ends, big guys.
He really has.
Well, they've tried to bring in a couple, and he just doesn't ever throw the ball to him. So I don't know what is. Maybe he doesn't have any receivers he actually gives a fuck about. Maybe that's the issue, or maybe he just hates throwing to little guys.
I think if he had his own choice, he'd just throw the ball up in the air and run and go and catch it himself.
No, that's a given.
Yeah. All right. But, it's hard not to take Lamar. Like, let's just say, for example, that Rick finally doesn't take back-to-back quarterbacks and Lamar's available, like, 3rd, 4th round. That's a steal. Like, especially the way we operate. So we also, another asterisk here. We do fantasy a whole lot different than your average bear. We do 6 points for a passing touchdown for quarterbacks, which also makes them more valuable, period. As most leagues, standard procedure scoring for quarterbacks is only 4 points for a touchdown. Doesn't seem like it'd be that big of a difference, but when your guy throws 5 touchdowns, it's an extra 10 points. So it does add up. It does add up very, very quickly. All right, who do you got at 3? Because I do not agree with this. I agree with 1 and 2. I do not agree with 3 on this list. And we're going to get to where Joe Burrow fell here in just a couple picks. But
oh, wow, they got him down. That's crazy. They got to have Patrick Mahomes up there.
No, they actually have him, I think, where he should land. And
they got him down finally? It's just usually they just overrate the fuck out of him.
Not top 10 either.
Oh, fucking finally.
Yeah, I know. So
about damn time.
I'm telling you, this list has its qualms, but I do like this list.
It's interesting. So who they got at 3 then?
Jayden Daniels.
Oh.
So it's, explosive dual threat ability makes him a league winner if he takes that leap. He had a terrible sophomore slump. But can Jayden Daniels finish this year as an elite quarterback 1? What do you think?
Man, they looked really bad last year. If they can't protect him, he's fucked. I mean, That's what it came down to last year. He's been hit more times since he's been in the NFL than anybody.
Yep.
Like, he's not going to live like that. So, I don't know. For me, that's a huge question mark because you take your number 1 QB, he might die in week 1. He might.
Yeah, dude. When I
had
Jayden
him
Daniels,
now like 8 or 9.
His first year, and I won a fantasy championship with him. I took him again last year, which no fantasy player has back-to-back stellar seasons. When's the last time that's happened?
Mike Evans for 10 years.
I wouldn't call that stellar seasons. He has 1,000-yard receiving years, which are good seasons, not stellar seasons.
That's pretty freaking good.
I'm saying it's good. I'm not saying it's great. From a fantasy perspective, a great season is Jerry Rice having 2,000 yards and 17 touchdowns.
Yeah.
That's a great fantasy season. Like Justin Jefferson boomed with Sam Darnold and then hit the shit. Right now, I know that had something to do with the quarterback, but JSN killed it. I'd love to see him come out and do what he did again last year, but the probability of him repeating that same season he had last year is very slim. Very slim.
Yeah. We'll see.
So we'll see if Jayden Daniels can overcome that. But time will tell. Time will tell. This is one I do not agree with, but I think they put in their description why they have him here. They have Jalen Hurts at number 4. And it mainly says the tush push and rushing touchdowns continue to make him elite. That couldn't sum up Jayden Daniels as a player, I don't think, any better.
I took him last year, and even his bad games, he at least had a rushing touchdown or 2.
Mm-hmm.
So he was always able to salvage an okay week. I wouldn't call him great, but he was always able to salvage something.
Well, and this is the thing. We have to remember, 1, I hate him because he's plays for Philly, and I just don't like Philly. 2, you can't take personal accounts into this. I freaking don't like Travis Kelce personally because of all of the shit that he did to the NFL with his woman. But sitting next to Doc Kloska last year at the draft, and again, thank you very much for pushing me over the edge because it helped me win the championship. Right there. Sitting next to Doc, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to draft Travis Kelce, but I need a tight end, and he's good, and he can play, and he gets points. And he goes, don't let your personal vendettas affect your fantasy football manager decisions. And he's right. Even if you don't like a player and they're good, you need to take them because they might win you that championship. So, yeah, but again, the tush push your way to a fantasy championship's kind of fucking lame too. So
I wouldn't give a fuck. If you win, you win.
Amen. That's been the Philadelphia standpoint since Nick Sirianni took over. Let's just tush push our way to the ships. Hot take, I don't think the Eagles make the playoffs this year.
Yeah, I could see it, honestly.
I don't think
moving
they
a lot
do.
of shit around.
I don't think they do. I think they miss the playoffs, and I think Sirianni gets put on the hot seat and then gets fired halfway through next year.
Or A.J. Brown's whiny ass is gone, and their offense actually grows and develops.
It could, because look at how much better Detroit got after Calvin Johnson left and retired.
Yeah.
We were able to spread the ball out. We didn't have one guy to do all our offense. And
A.J. Brown is a whiny bitch. Let's make that extremely clear.
Yeah, extremely clear.
I mean, fuck. So, I don't know. I think they might actually excel.
Yeah, we'll see. Time will tell.
Devontae is the number 1.
He is. And you know what? Lemon might take that spot from him if he comes out and just balls, dude.
Seriously. And he's a huge deep threat.
Yep. Big time. All right, here's your boy Joe is at number 5, which I still think is a very respectable place to land. Because, Yes, he has his threat. Yes, he has all his confidence in the world right now, saying it's the best team he's ever played with. He has T. Higgins. He has Jamar Chase. He has Chase Brown. But that's never been the problem. From fantasy, yes, great job picking Joe Burrow. Solid. If he can stay healthy, awesome. He is one of the highest passer ceilings that fantasy football has, with two of the arguably top 10 wide receivers in the National Football League. It's just if he can stay healthy. That's, to be honest with you, from a fantasy football perspective, his defense means shit. To be honest, if the more points that they give up, the more times Joe's going to be on the field to have to score more points. So,
absolutely.
That's also why Joe Burrow's also not been healthy for most of his careers, because he has to be out on that field trying to score 50 fucking points a game in order to win a game. So
I feel like we're one severe Joe Burrow injury away from him pulling an Andrew
Luck. Yeah, I know. We talked about that in an episode last year, I think.
I really think so.
It's sad but true.
And it's hard to blame these guys. Like, they're not going to be able to walk by the time they're 40.
Yeah, you're not wrong, dude.
Like, at some point, do you not become a special vegetable when you retire from football?
Right. Yeah, seriously. All right. So
I made millions, but I sit in this chair like Stephen Hawking.
Well, yeah. Speaking of weird things like that, Chris Johnson got diagnosed with ALS, and just want to give a shout out to him. That's terrible, but he seems to be in very, very high spirits about it. So our thoughts and prayers go out to you and your family, dude. It was fun to watch you play football while you played, dude. You were one of the fastest guys to ever grace a football field, and hope you can get better, man. So, all right, number 6. Do not agree with this one at all. Number 7, I disagree with even more. Who would you put at number 6?
Oh, probably Kyler, believe it or not.
No.
I'm surprised they didn't throw him up there.
No, he didn't even. He's like halfway.
Dude, I think he's gonna win the job. And Kyler Murray loves to just chuck it up in the air.
I know he's gonna make Justin Jefferson relevant again.
Dude, he is. Him and Jordan Addison. That's what they do.
See, that's the thing. Like, as much as I want to think Justin Jefferson's gonna like fall to the second round, he's not.
No.
But I do think that if he has one more bad season, he's no longer a number 1 wide receiver in fantasy football.
Well, he's only getting older. I mean, he's not that old, but he's still getting older.
Correct.
But having Kyler, dude, I think Kyler's going to be the answer for him.
Yeah, so we'll get to Kyler here in a few more picks. But number 6, they have Drake Maye.
I had him last year, dude. He did score a lot of fucking points.
He scores a lot of points from a fantasy football perspective.
And he runs.
Sophomore breakout candidate with sneaky rushing production. Yeah. Number 7, I disagree with wholeheartedly. I'm not even going to have you guess. I mean, you can guess. You could probably guess just by how just pissed off I seem right now.
We got Aaron Rodgers.
Nope. No, he's towards the bottom.
Well, you said you were pissed.
What other team besides the Cowboys do I hate the most?
Oh, there's quite a few. I'm not going through all of them.
No, the one that I despise the absolute most right now.
Caleb Williams.
Yeah, which, by the way, his Iceman trademark got denied.
Well, duh, dude. They've been using that name for fucking 100 years before this idiot.
Yeah, I know. What a
fuck
dumbass.
off. Come up with something original.
I seen some kid in Tennessee walking down the road with one of his Iceman t-shirts on. I'm like, yeah, that thing's going to be irrelevant. And then I went home and the news broke that he didn't get the trademark. Kid probably spent $120 on that stupid t-shirt.
I think he should have to fight Mike Tyson for it.
Yeah, it says Caleb Williams, huge ceiling entering year 3 if the Bears offense finally clicks, which...
Well, they just gave away DJ Moore, which is interesting.
They've never had a 4,000-yard passer. Not a once.
Dude, I think he's going to shit the bed this year.
I kind of do, too. I think Ben Johnson's tricks have been told, and he's going to have a whole nother bag of magical plays or his time is running out.
Well, and think of all the bullshit Hail Marys and fourth quarter shit they had to pull off. That ain't going to work every year.
No, it's not.
I don't think they're a bad team, but I don't think they're as good or hyped up as what people seem to say.
Agreed. All right. So get moving along here a little quicker. Number 8, solid pick. Great value pick who could end up being top 5 quarterback status, and that is Justin Herbert. He's always been a solid fantasy candidate, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on that one?
God, he's so mediocre, though. The guy that has, it seems like all the talent in the world just seems so mediocre.
Yeah, for a guy that gets to fuck Madison beer, he should probably play better football.
He totally should, especially in the playoffs. He still has 0 playoff wins. 0.
Do you see there's a clip of him on the sideline in like OTAs? He went up to Jim Harbaugh and started doing the thing that he does to him with no pads on. Like, take some of your own medicine, jackass.
He loves it. Probably just jacked Harbaugh right up.
Yeah, probably got a boner.
He's going to come hit him on a blind side in the next play or something. But sorry, you got me in the mood.
Gotta love it. All right, number 9, we got Trevor Lawrence. He won me a ship last year. Needs consistency, I agree with that, but the talent and supporting cast are there. I believe I read an article that they are making Travis Hunter play strictly corner this year.
Yeah, as they should.
Yep, they should. They gave it a shot. And if they want the best him, he needs to play defensive back. There are way more wide receivers that are good in this league than there are defensive backs. And that's where I also feel that he's a better corner than he is a receiver anyways. So, not that he's not a good receiver, he's just a better defensive back.
And I told you that at the beginning of last year. If they run him both ways, he's going to get fucking hurt. There's a reason people don't do that in the NFL. Yep. There's a lot of great athletes in the world, and there's a reason they don't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's there's only so much energy one person can produce.
Yeah, and your body, man, you're just out there all the time. Like, that's not okay.
Yep. Not
getting hit by giant men.
All right, number 10. Fuck Jerry Jones. All right. Number 10, they got Dak. Quietly one of fantasy's most reliable producers. And to be honest with you, that is a very true statement. Every year, he consistently puts up 4,000 yards and about 30 touchdowns, which is what you want out of a fantasy player. I just hate picking anybody from Dallas, even though last year Javonte Williams had a breakout year with them and he was on my squad. But yeah, I think that's a good place for him to land. And we got Patrick Mahomes at number 11.
I think Dak is a little low, to be honest. That offense puts up a massive amount of points every year.
Yep. Yeah, I would
move.
See, my top 10 would be Josh Allen, Lamar. I'd put Joe at 3, Jalen at 4, and Jayden at 5. I would drop Drake Maye and Caleb Williams straight out of the top 10 and move up Justin and Trevor and put Dak at like 6. I'd put Bo Nix and Kyler higher on this too.
I wouldn't put Bo Nix unless he can show up for the other 3 quarters.
Well, I take that back. You want to know what 2 I would put up there instead of them other 2? Jared Goff and Matt Stafford. Please explain to me.
Stafford.
Please explain to me this. I don't want to like jump ahead here, but this is kind of fucking ridiculous in my opinion. Matt Stafford won the fucking MVP last year, put up an insane amount of fucking pass yards and touchdowns, and they got him ranked fucking 19th.
Yeah, everything's about the dual threat these days. That's why.
Dude, would you rather have a quarterback score 30 touchdowns, 15 of them passing, 15 of them rushing, or throw for 45?
Or would you rather have one throw for 35, score 15 rushing?
Can't all be Mike Vick. All right. Back to where we were at. Number 12. Again, surrounded by playmakers and rarely has a bad fantasy week, Brock Purdy. I've never really been a fan of the guy.
Guy's consistent, though. He doesn't really turn the ball over a whole lot.
That's rarely has a bad fantasy week. Well, it's hard to turn the ball over when you dump it down to Christian McCaffrey every other play. So,
hey, whatever wins games.
It's just not sexy to watch. All right, number 13. One of the year's biggest boomer bust fantasy quarterbacks. Who do you think it is?
You got Danny Dimes or?
Nope. He actually is not. Oh, no, he is on this list. Jackson Dart.
Well, if he quits headbutting walls and shit, he might be okay, but I don't see it happening.
Yeah. Quits headbutting walls and shit. No, that was Cam, wasn't it?
Dude, that's both of them. They headbutt the shit out of each other. It's fucking both them guys are gonna have CTE by 27.
Yeah, but according to what's his name? CTE's fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My name's Steve.
Gotta love it. All right.
No, I think Dart with Harbaugh. Harbaugh has always had Lamar, and like he taught Lamar how to avoid hits and get the fuck down.
Yep.
And I guarantee that was the first thing he ever said to Jackson Dart. If you fucking run headfirst at somebody again, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yep. Yep.
Scatterbo, on the other hand, he's definitely going to have 18 more concussions.
Yeah. Okay, so moving right along here. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. 15, already mentioned him. Or, sorry, 14, already mentioned him, but Bo Nix. I just hope he comes back okay. One of the things that says mobility gives him a solid weekly fantasy floor. That's correct, but how much do you think Sean Payton's going to let that man take off running now?
Dude, he shouldn't have to. He's got Jalen Waddle, Cortland Sutton. He's got Franklin. I mean, they have a fucking massive amount of talent around him.
They do. They do. It's wild.
Jalen Waddle, I mean, he's pretty much always open. You can't guard him one-on-one.
Mm-mm.
If Bo Nix runs as much as he did this year with that kind of weapons, then he's just not reading the defense well enough.
Agreed. All right. So 15, we've got Kyler Murray. I think that's a good spot for him to land, not knowing how it's all going to fall. Still offers a rushing upside that few quarterbacks can match. That is so true. And I will say this. What's his name? Holy shit. McCarthy.
JJ. Or O'Connell or.
Nope, JJ. He's not on this list at all.
Yeah, I don't think he starts.
I don't either.
Dude, O'Connell is great with quarterbacks and great at resurging quarterbacks. Kyler Murray is going to go there, who loves to throw that deep ball, and I think just fucking have a field day with that offense.
Yeah, which sucks.
It really does, but it's kind of a perfect fit for him.
He needed to get out of Arizona for sure.
Well, his time was run there, and Arizona they were made to be shitty, so I get it.
Yep. All right. 16, we got Jordan Love looking to rebound after an inconsistent campaign. Yeah, I agree with that. It was pretty shitty, but the NFC North as a whole last year wasn't very good. So, oh no, my camera decided to take a dump.
Yeah, right. I noticed.
What the heck?
Interesting.
Very. All right. Well, that was just a little hiccup because I should be back. All right. Wow. Very weird. Okay. If it's not one thing, it's another. At least it wasn't on Streamlabs' problem this time. Can you see me again?
Yep. We're good.
All right. Cool. All right. That's what I see. You bring up crap quarterbacks and Jordan Love, and that happens. So.
Don't speak his name.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh,
were you waiting to catch on fire or something? Or
no, dude. I think the garage is having a stroke. My cable boxes are flashing. All right. Well, it's just a fun day in the neighborhood.
Well, that wind earlier, I was scared I was going to lose power. Oh,
dude, yeah, what the hell? What's going on out here? All right.
Well, we might be wrapping it up.
This is ridiculous. Let me get through 1 week, man. Just 1 week. All right, let's keep on chucking along here. So, all right, 17, we got Baker Mayfield, which, to be honest with you, dude, the talks for him aren't going very well for his contract. You think they'll make something happen?
I think you gotta. I just don't know who's better out there for him.
Yeah.
I mean, he's earned the contract, and you just took away Mike Evans. So, yeah, I would pay that fucking guy.
Yeah, you almost have to. Just seems silly not to. It sounds like he wants long term and they don't, which is
weird.
very.
He's not that old.
No, he's not. So
your TVs are blanked out behind you.
Oh, I know. I got shit going on, dude. I don't know. We just got to make it through this episode because I'm having power issues apparently. So go figure.
Shit. All right.
Yeah. All right, 18 again. These two I just think shouldn't be this low, but we got Jared Goff at 18 and Matt Stafford at 19. God damn it. All right, I'm going to do this. Oh, no, that won't turn. Why is this doing this to me? Anyways,
so
we can finish.
I get why Goff is down there because he is absolutely a zero run threat, like negative zero. So, I mean, I do get that. And Stafford kind of is too, but Stafford also throws a lot more touchdowns in a lot.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. So,
Stafford, his ability to just throw the ball seconds before anybody even knows where it's going is just amazing.
It is.
You come in an out route, and it's just there. You turn around, it's in your face. You're either going to get pegged in the head or you're going to catch it.
Yep. Yeah. All right, so we'll kind of power speed through the rest of these here.
Where's Deshaun?
Got Malik Willis at 20. Deshaun actually is at 32, and they have Shedeur at 31, which means there's a team that doesn't even have a quarterback on this list. Actually, two teams, because Michael Penix and Tua are both on here.
What about Bryce Young?
He's on here. He is number 26.
I'm trying to think of what teams wouldn't have a quarterback on there. Probably the Jets. Well, no, Geno's probably on there.
Getting so frustrated with this fucking technology. This is getting out of hand.
Well, luckily, the bottom half of the class, there's a bunch of ass, so, you know.
Yeah. All right. So you got Malik Willis at 20. You got Sam Darnold at 21. Tyler Shook at 22. CJ Stroud at 23. Danny Dimes at 24. Cam Ward at 25. Bryce Young at 26. Aaron Rodgers, 27. Geno at 28. Penix, 29. Tua, 30. Shedeur, 31. And Deshaun, 32. So, again, there's a couple teams that don't have their quarterbacks on here, and I'm trying to think of who they are. But Arizona doesn't have Jacoby Brissett.
Jacoby Brissett. And he hasn't signed, though.
And there's one other.
The Raiders. I didn't hear Mendoza, nothing.
Or Kirk Cousins. Yep. So those are the two teams that didn't even have a quarterback that made this list, which is kind of wild. So.
Which, not really, because if they're saying Kirk Cousins is the starter, dude, he's kind of a fucking bum anymore. He's old. He needs to just retire. Go to Fox Analyst. Become a broadcaster. You'd be good at it. Yeah,
for sure. Which I think he's going to after this season. I think he's just going to get Mendoza's feet wet and then take a job in the booth.
I think he understands, like, he's not a starter anymore. And he's had more guaranteed money and then pretty much any starter. So he'll be fine.
Yep, for sure.
Fox will pay you a couple $100 million like fucking Tom Brady, and you'll have a great life.
Yep, for sure. So
be like Dan Orlovsky and talk shit about all the people that were better than you and how bad they do shit.
Yeah, when you did so great.
Yeah, perfect.
Of course, now my camera's working, but yeah. So, all right. Yeah, I'd say that was a pretty good intro into our fantasy football talk this year. We probably could talk longer, but again, I'm having some power issues out here. It's not one thing, it's another. And I'm sure we'll be talking more fantasy football quarterbacks as it gets closer to it anyway. So, but next week we'll be talking running backs. Weekend after that we'll do wide receivers, and we'll keep everybody in the loop on that. So now that we're done with our football talk for the day, we'll get into our other sports segment here. And Nick, take the wheel. I'll let you talk about the NBA and NHL free agencies.
Well, let's start it out with Scottie Scheffler choking.
Oh, yeah, that happened.
That's probably what we should start it out with. I mean, which is crazy. So the man is still first in the FedEx. He's had like 6 second or third place finishes this year. Not a bad year, but for Scottie, it's a shitty year.
Right. Yeah, which is crazy.
if this is anybody else, though, doing this and finishing second, we're like, that guy's having a fucking lights out year.
Yep.
Scottie chokes, and we're like, what's wrong with Scottie? Is he sick? No, it was a pretty wild tournament, though. I couldn't believe how quick that playoff hole was.
Yep. And, all right, come on, one more time. At least it's coming back on when it shuts itself off. I must be having a problem with the power supply.
Yeah, it looks like all your shit's blipping behind you here and there.
Yep, so.
Other than that, the NHL, the Panthers goalie left.
Really?
Bobrovsky. He went to the Maple Leafs.
Wow.
Didn't see that one coming.
Crazy.
Red Wings still haven't done jack shit.
Yep. Nothing.
Everybody else is trying to get better, but fucking Detroit sports, dude, it's embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing, dude. It's so bad.
Like the Pistons, for example. We've already lost Stewart. We just lost Tobias Harris to fucking San Antonio, which is an amazing pickup for them.
Yep, sure is.
And we're probably going to lose fucking Jalen Duren, too.
Yep. So, yeah, our championship window is closed.
Don't worry, we picked up a backup power forward. Yeah, that
awesome.
makes me feel fucking better.
Great.
For $50 million.
Love it.
Yeah, I thought so. So I just figured to touch on some of the Detroit sports. Tigers still are just wonderful.
Mediocre.
That's a very positive word.
Yeah.
They're not mediocre.
Yeah.
Every time I see our bullpen come in, I feel like the game's over.
Yeah, sucks. So, well, all right. Oh, and then we lost Nick at the end. All right. So we still clearly have issues because you just fell off.
Yeah.
Yep. So, all right. Well, with that being said, I'm still on and you're still on. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate all the support. Tell us how wrong we are in the comments. And with that being said, we are Hulaham the fuck out of here before we have any more technical problems.